Welcome into another edition of Coach's Corner. This week we're taking things over to the ice where it might be the off season, but there is still plenty of action going on. We're joined today by Sioux City Musketeers head coach Jason Kersner. And Coach, your first year as the Musketeers head coach is wrapped up. What is it like now to kind of reflect back on all that this year's brought?
Yeah, it was a really enjoyable first season. First and foremost, even before we get to the ice hockey part, just my first full year living in Sioux City and the community and the town. The amount of support we get from local community, businesses, the fan base, it really was, all that it was cracked up to be. So I had so much fun just being here and being around it. And then obviously on the ice, it was it was kind of a little bit of a mixed bag. We had our ups and downs throughout the year, but we were one of the younger teams in the league, and obviously coming off a championship, we had some really good returning veteran players, some leadership guys. Our captain, Grant Slukinski, Ben Duran, Sam Deckett, some guys that had been around it that made a huge impact on our team. And then we had some amazing contributions from young players, and that was able to kind of help carry us into the playoffs where we came up short, but all in all, it was a really fun group to be around for our first year.
And you talk about that playoff push. That end of this season is really where we saw it all. What did you like just about how resilient this group really was, even in that final stretch?
Yeah, I think that's a really good word to kind of sum up our season. We got off to a very slow start, and our guys really were able to stay resilient and put the train back on the tracks. And then we got going, and then we got knocked down pretty hard again, and we went through a really tough stretch there. Kind of about 2/3 of the way through the season. But again, the group was resilient, stuck with it. I think they really kind of remained optimistic throughout that and just kind of worked their way back through, to your point. And then, the playoff push where we got going again at the end of the year and had a good finish to the regular season. And then obviously we ran into a really good opponent in Tri-City. There were two really good games that could have went either way, but in the end, Tri-City was better than us.
And just in the career in general, there's some moments that you'll never forget. What are you going to remember about this 2022 to 23 Musketeers team?
I think really just for me, my first year was the people. And again, it's not certainly the players. We had some really good talented players, but just a really good group of, I think mentally tough and resilient kids. But it's like I said, I started to build relationships here in the community, and we have such amazing people that work with us, our assistant coaches, our support staff, the front office, from our owner Lloyd Ney, CEO Travis Morgan, and just really being around, for me to start to build those relationships and kind of get ingrained in the community. I think that was my favorite part. And
all the action, it's going to continue right here this week. You've got camps going on. We just had the Futures Camp. But what are some of the key things the organization's looking for as these guys start coming together here?
Yeah, this is a really exciting time for us. Like you said, it is the summer, so here in the middle of June, but this is where we are starting to pick our team, right? There'll be a couple of final spots when we get back September 1st for training camp that we'll still have a few decisions to make, but within 3 to 5 players of the final roster, this will kind of be it coming out of when we're done here on June 18th. So as you know, we had a draft in the first week of May where we added players to our organization to go with our current returning players and affiliate players. And for me, this will be my first opportunity to see all of our draft picks. So I can't be more excited to see all of the talented players that, our scouting staff. Obviously, our general manager, Troy Ward, was in charge and did that, and I think he did an amazing job. And as you know, he's now moved on. So we have a new general manager in Sean Clark. So we're excited to start working together and start kind of picking the team. And to your point, it's a couple things. First and foremost, we want to have great people. So we look forward to getting to be able to meet them and speak to them and find out who culturally is a good fit for us. And then we're looking for really good hockey players as well.
Definitely an exciting time for sure. One fun fact that people might not know about you, you helped write a book, The Mental Game of Ice Hockey. I know that's a big part of your coaching too. What are some of the biggest ways you've really seen this help your teams?
Well, yeah, I don't know if everyone knows that. Yes, you're right. I did co-author a book with a good friend of mine and one of the best peak performance coaches in the country, Brian Kane. out of Arizona. And yeah, I mean, look, I mean, to me, the mental game and the mindset, it's the foundation of any athlete. It's the foundation of any person. It's the foundation of your job, right? If you don't have a great attitude and you can't deal with the ups and downs of day-to-day life, I think it makes it really hard. So it is a kind of a hallmark of my coaching, and we try to, especially at this age, you know, we're dealing with 16 to 20-year-olds, right? So their mental health and who they are as people is really important to us, and we want to try to help them grow to handle the ups and downs of obviously the competitive arena, which is challenging for kids, but these are lessons that they'll take with them and be able to use throughout their careers as not just student athletes, but as people.
I love that you mentioned that too, because the junior hockey level is such a special time in these players' lives. What is it just about this league that makes it so special to coach them as well?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, the talent, right? There's just so many unbelievably, gifted players on our team and throughout the entire league. And as you know, we have the NHL draft coming up. We have some draft hopefuls. So being able to impact them, athletically at this period is really fun. And whether that be NHL draft or NCAA Division I college scholarships, and just being a part of that process and their development. But again, it just kind of goes back to the age group and people. We have really 16 to 20-year-old young men, and as you know, none of them really are from this area, right? Most of them are being kind of dropped off. So we as coaches and as host families, we play a pretty impactful role in their development, in an important growth area of their life, right? So that is the most kind of fun part for me, just trying to be able to help them grow as people, as students, and as players at an important time in their lives.
Definitely. Very cool to see it all come full circle. So we talked about it, some big dates ahead, and then it all gets going as the season comes quickly.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to in these next couple of stretches here?
Well, this one, like I said, just to start to see all of the new players that are in the organization. We drafted a ton of really talented players, and this will really be my first opportunity to see them. So I couldn't be more excited to see the new guys and how they fit in and where they fit in. Obviously, we have a good number of returning players, so I haven't seen those guys since kind of it's been 6-7 weeks or whatever. So I'm excited to get some of the familiar faces back and just start building our team. I think that's the most important time here. And then when we report back September 1st, we'll be really close to what our kind of actual group is, and that's when we'll start getting serious with practice and installing our systems and how we're going to play and getting ready for the season. But right now, this is more of a kind of an evaluation aspect of us building our team, and I'm just really excited to see everyone.
Awesome. Well, definitely some exciting things ahead for the Sioux City Musketeers. Coach Kersner, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Thanks for having me.